everybody, this is Brian from Because Why Not, doing a cooking video today. It's a little cloudy and rainy, kind of damp here in Las Vegas, so I decided to try out some new comfort food recipes and combine them. Never made mac and cheese before. I've made chicken cordon bleu once before, so I decided why not combine them. We're going to make macaroni and cheese stuffed chicken cordon bleu balls. I hope you enjoy.
We're going to start out with some chicken breasts here. You want to make sure before you cut them in half, or after, it doesn't really matter, you're going to want to cut all of the excess skin or fat or cartilage off of them, because you really don't want to eat any of that. Then again, it doesn't really matter if you have a little bit left on it. It doesn't have to be entirely too clean, just as long as you get most of it off. You're going to want to do this to about 8 to 10 chicken breasts, depending on their size. Mine just happened to be huge, and I didn't want to not use the chicken. You now want to grab the chicken breast halves and pat them dry with a paper towel. This is really important for the next step, as you want all of the breading to stick. The next step is to flatten out your chicken. So you're going to want to put the chicken breast in between two pieces of plastic wrap and start whacking it with a hammer. Honestly, this took quite a while, like a minute and a half per chicken breast half, so I cut it down quite a bit for you. Have some fun with it though. Once you're done showing that chicken why they called you the hammer in high school, go ahead and remove it from the plastic wrap and set it aside so you could show it why they called you the stuffer in college. I never got called something cool like the stuffer in college. I got called lonely. Maybe that's why I'm making food YouTube videos. Oh gosh. Anyway, do what I'm doing now. Stuff it with prosciutto and then put macaroni and cheese on the prosciutto. It'll be good. If you're anything like me and just started reevaluating your entire college career, go ahead and put the noose away. Let's try something a little more constructive here. We're going to try our best to wrap this chicken up as tight as possible, first by folding in the sides, and then by using the plastic wrap. Make the plastic wrap as tight as possible around the chicken, like a nice security blanket. Once that first security blanket is applied, go ahead and apply a second, even more secure security blanket. Trust me. Now that you're thoroughly depressed, we're going to try to distract you just a little bit to take your mind off of that. We're going to do that by showing you a different way of wrapping up this chicken. So you're going to start out the same way. You're going to put a piece of prosciutto down and then spoon some macaroni and cheese over the top, just as before. This time, however, you're going to put another piece of chicken on top instead of just trying to fold the first one over. This works well if the original piece was a little small and you couldn't fold it over. Now you're going to do the same and try to wrap it up really tightly, and then you're going to wrap it up even tighter in the saran wrap. Now, once this is done, you're going to apply a second security blanket just as before, so everything holds its form. That's just being smart. Once done, go ahead and put them in the refrigerator to firm up. You're going to want to get yourself some eggs now, add some salt, pepper, and garlic powder to them, and then whisk super vigorously until it's all blended together. Now you could use less eggs or more eggs. It really depends on how much you need for your chicken. You decide on this one. Go ahead and put some breadcrumbs in a bowl now, preferably seasoned with the same seasonings that you seasoned your eggs with. Well, I just said season a lot. Anyway, now you're going to melt some butter and put it in the breadcrumbs and mix it all together until the whole mixture is nice and moist. Adding ingredients to a bowl again, oh my gosh, how exciting. This time though, it's flour and spices. Once you figure that out, go ahead and mix it well. A light coating of olive oil in a baking dish will help these chicken breasts brown up nicely. Once these sit in the refrigerator for a few hours, go ahead and take them out and start unwrapping them as slowly and as dully as possible. I cannot stress how boring you must be when you're doing this, because people are watching and judging. Look how gross that looks though, once it's unwrapped. The good thing is, it held its shape, and that's what we were going for. It held its shape! Once all of your chicken breasts are unwrapped, you're going to want to season them with salt, pepper, and garlic powder. I know, it's becoming a theme. But this is your dish. You can season it with whatever you want. Any kind of spices. You want to make it spicy? Go ahead. You want to make it dull and bland? Go ahead. It's your dish. Now you're going to want to do this to both sides of the chicken. And I'm very generous, so I'm going to spare you watching that because you already had to suffer through watching 30 seconds of it. Once your chicken has been thoroughly seasoned on the front and back, you're going to want to move pretty quickly here so your chicken doesn't fall apart in your hands. Now this is a standard breading procedure, and you're going to start with flour, get all sides, obviously, shake off the excess, then move it into the eggs, shake off the egg cess, and then move it into the breadcrumbs, and coat evenly. Once your chicken is all breaded, go ahead and move it into your oiled baking dish. If you need more room, go ahead and put them in 2 baking dishes. You want there to be space in between these so they cook evenly and quicker. Once your chicken has reached an internal temperature of 165 degrees on an instant read thermometer, go ahead and take them out of the oven and let them rest for a little bit. And look at that. What's that? The rest of our macaroni on the back burner? Ooh, it's gonna be good as a side. And I was right. Look how amazing that looks. Super creamy. Before I properly sit down to eat this, I have to cut this open for you so you could see the inside. Look at how tender that is. You got the juicy chicken, the creamy macaroni and cheese, the prosciutto, and you have the macaroni and cheese as the side. A perfect accompaniment. This really did turn out delicious, especially with the macaroni and cheese as the side. So if you try it and like it, please leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching.